Hello and welcome to my channel, My Garden, My Passion. Today I will talk about one of my prized climbers, and that's the Thunbergia Mysorensis. It is Mysorensis because it is from our very own Mysore in Karnataka, and it produces these beautiful dangling flowers sometime at the end of winter or during winter time, and the flowers will continue till March. Mine has bloomed a little late this time, and the flowers are not very heavy because I had drastically pruned. I had left nothing but the bare stems, and I'm so happy that it has given me so many flowers this time. The normal blooming time is in January, and I have this lampshade here, and the first bloom came out from the lampshade in January, and I wasn't expecting any blooms this year because I had pruned it, and it was such a pretty sight to see that bunch coming out. In fact, friends asked me if I had put it there, but it grew by itself. I'll put up a picture of that so you can see how it looks with the light and without the light. So now after that, much later, I got all these blooms. So you can see these bunches of flowers that are hidden by the leaves, and they have bloomed on old wood. Like I mentioned earlier, I had drastically pruned the plant, and so these bunches have bloomed on the old wood and not on the new growth. So maybe next year I'll have very good flowers. Last year too I had, and I'll show you how they were last year. So you can see this pretty, so many bunches are there inside, hidden by these leaves. And these flowers are also called as lady slippers. You can see how they look like slippers, and that's why the word lady slippers is the common name. And you can see ants inside them. They are filled with ants foraging for the nectar inside. I've seen other insects too, and sometimes even the birds come for the nectar or for the insects. I'm not too sure. And the growth is so thick that I used to have a nest also inside. I'm not too sure that it is there now, but the birds also live on this plant. See, there are so many of these. This plant actually blooms in winter, and by March they are over. But now today is March 6th, and I still have so many blooms in my garden. Coming to the care of this plant, I have this since 6 years now, and all that I have done is planted it in the ground. There's a patch of soil here. I've planted it in the ground, and while planting I have added some vermicompost and just left it there. You can see how over the years the stems have become so thick and sturdy. This plant gets sunlight only in the afternoon for about 2 to 3 hours, and then of course it catches the sunlight on top, because we know that we require sunlight for flowering. So though the bottom part does not get, it is the upper part that gets sunlight for most part of the day later on. And like I mentioned, apart from the fertilizer that I have given when I planted it, not taken much care at all, just watering is done. Interestingly, I have seen that this plant does well in this part of maybe South India, and particularly in South India, in Karnataka, we have Hubli, Dharwad, Belgaum, Bangalore, Mysore, maybe in Ooty also we can get it. So probably it requires cooler temperatures, and I'm not too sure that it will come up well in North India because of the heat. And as I said, Mysorensis, it is from Mysore, so the climate is well suited. I have many friends posting pictures from Bangalore, from Mysore, with the plant laden with flowers. And actually mine is not the ideal place to grow this plant. If you have an arch like structure or something where the bunches can hang, it just looks beautiful. I'll send 1 or 2 pictures, or I'll put it up there. You can see in one of my friend's house how they are hanging there. So this is not exactly the ideal place, but then it does look beautiful here also when the bunches are hanging down. This plant is a highlight of my garden, and friends visiting me in the months of November, December, January like this plant so much and keep asking me for cuttings. It takes time for rooting, so this time when I pruned it heavily, I had a lot of thick stems for making cuttings and propagating, and I've been able to get some plants. I've already given away some, and here I am showing you one more plant. I have another 2 in my nursery. So anybody interested can come and collect these plants from me, and even if you cannot get it from me, it's worth buying the plant. If you ask for Thunbergia Mysorensis, you'll get it in the nursery. It will cost somewhere around 150 to 200, and once it starts blooming, it may take about a year or 2 to start blooming. It's worth the investment that you have done. So that's it for today, and please subscribe to my channel if you like the content, and watch my other videos too. Thank you.